It's a space to speak your mind, and we welcome to the show Jake Quickenden.
Hello.
And you talked before about your experiences with poor mental health. So just for those that may not know, can you explain a little bit about how that affects you?
Yeah, I suffer really badly with anxiety, and it started about 10 years ago. I lost my dad and I lost my little brother, and I feel like it started around that time. And I've always been a really confident person. I obviously have to be. I work on the TV, I work on stage, I do shows, and I get people saying, well, you can't have anxiety if you work on the stage and you sing in front of people. But it affects me so differently. It affects my breathing. I get very sweaty, and I get very nervous, and I get very anxious about what could go wrong. And yeah, it's been with me for about 10 years, and I've managed to find ways to kind of deal with it and help myself. And I found exercise helps me a lot and stuff like that. I suffered a couple of panic attacks. I actually suffered a panic attack quite recently after Leo was born. And it's always like when there's like a big kind of moment in my life, I seem to get a bit more anxious and a bit more panicky. Like I said, when my dad and brother passed away, that's when it all started. Then Leo came into my life, and I was panicking about not being able to be a good dad and stuff like that. And that made me even worse. So I think what a lot of people have realised in this lockdown is that they can suffer with anxiety and they didn't even know they did. And that is just by having a change of something happening in their lives. Like you say, working from home all of a sudden, people was worried about their houses, their everything. So I think a lot more people have realised and kind of taken note that anxiety can affect anyone at any time.
Yeah, I think it can be those small things that happen. And when we talk about mental health being this scale, and we all have mental health, and there can be times when certain things happen in life and the scale goes a little bit in the wrong direction, and we just need to bring it back. I think it is people that tend to be the most sensitive, or people that care so much that we worry a lot, don't we? And these are the things that make our own mental health probably not so great at times.
Yeah, I'm a massive worrier. I'm a massive people pleaser. Do you know what I mean? I want everyone to like me, and in the industry that I'm in, unfortunately, that ain't going to happen. You're always going to get somebody that thinks you're a bit of a turnip. So yeah, I kind of get that. I've always been quite an emotional guy, and I don't think that's wrong at all. I think we all deal with things differently, and it's just a good thing if we're starting to talk about these and starting to kind of address these issues with mental health. And like you said, everybody suffers with some kind of form of mental health, so it's just really important to address it.
It's making small changes as well that can help. I know you being in the spotlight, you publicly announced last year that you were leaving social media because of the abuse you were getting. So has that helped you in a small way, that you've been able to retract a little and get more of your own time?
I think I had about 20 minutes off social media, and then I just went straight back on it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we all do. The great thing is social media can be good in some ways. It's good at connecting people, isn't it? It's a good way of arranging social lives, but obviously when you're in the spotlight...
I think the unfortunate thing with social media is you sometimes focus on the negative rather than the positive, and you can get 99% of positive. And like you said, it's an amazing tool for connecting with people, for friends. Sometimes if you haven't been messaging back, they can get you, they always know they can get me on my Instagram. Do you know what I mean? So it is a great tool for connecting people. But like I say, you do focus sometimes on the negative. And one horrible word or bad comment can really affect people. And I think a lot more people are starting to realise that with being locked away, social media has been used a lot more, I feel. So that one nasty comment or that one negative comment can really affect someone's kind of mental health, and it can ruin somebody's day.
Jake, you've talked before about exercise being one of the things that helps your mental health. Are there other little things that you do that maybe for people that might be experiencing things for the first time, maybe you can give them a few tips?
You know what? Exercise has always been my main one, but it doesn't have to be. You don't have to go do a triathlon. Like you can take the dog for a walk. You can just go get some fresh air. You can phone one of your closest friends and just have a natter. And I can guarantee, after 10 minutes of kind of talking to them about how you feel, you'll soon be laughing about other things, and that can just really brighten your mood up. And it is so important to connect and talk. So ring your friends, ring your family. Like I say, go for a nice walk. If you enjoy music, I sometimes just come into my music room and sit and write a song, and it might not even be any good, but it's just the fact that I'm taking myself away from a certain situation and trying to like kind of keep my mind occupied rather than worrying so much.
And sleep's really important. I know you've referenced this before, and now you've got your newborn. I'm guessing sleep's at a bit of a premium for you at the moment.
I forgot what sleep is, to be honest. Yeah, I've realised that sleep doesn't affect my anxiety as much as what I thought it did, because I'm only on 1 hour today, so I'm doing all right.
I guess you've got that adrenaline as well, so you've got that resilience. You know, you're experiencing things for the first time.
Yeah, and I think lack of sleep when you've got a newborn is just such a beautiful thing anyway, because they're just staring at you and you have to protect them, and it's different than just tossing and turning in the night when you can't get to sleep. You're actually awake for a reason, and you're awake to help your little baby, so it makes it a little bit easier.
And Jake, for you as well, is there something nice that someone's done for you recently?
You know what? Sophie's little boy, Freddie, so he's my stepson, and he'll always brighten my day in some way. We was at the park the other day, and we was on the monkey bars, and some other young lads came over, and I think I was hanging upside down thinking I was cool, and they were all going, oh my God, you're like a ninja. And Freddie just went, yeah, and he's my stepdad. And that really like made me feel happy that Freddie was like proud of me, even though there's me, 32 years old on the monkey bars, a bit weird. But yeah, he was really proud of me, and he wanted everyone to know that I was his stepdad. So yeah, little things like that can really just brighten your mood and make you realise what you're doing in life is actually worth it.